So today's voyages take me to the small town of Coshocton, Ohio. Is the mayor of a small town trying to sell a beloved warehouse for only $1? Far beyond the world's largest foreclosed picnic basket lies the town of Coshocton, Ohio. Only a 2-hour journey from where I live here in Circleville. Coshocton's really neat to me because it's about as far out of Columbus as where I live, but their economy is suffering due to a lot of people leaving town. Back in the early 60s, on my mom's side, my grandpa lived here and worked at the coal factory, so I do have a little bit of a personal connection here. And I would really love to see some investment in this town so that it can be built back up, especially since I think there's a lot of opportunities here. Hey guys, it's Brandon here with Investment Joy, and I am here with my new best friend, the mayor of Coshocton, Ohio, who's going to sell me a 60,000 square foot building for only $1. This building is nuts, and I'm really excited to take you guys through the walkthrough of this giant place here in eastern, not southern Ohio. So let's go and look through this insane property.
Upstairs was a dentist office, surveying office, just miscellaneous offices. I don't think that there were any apartments here, but it could easily be turned into.
Yeah, because on it looks like to me you've got a second and a third floor that could be apartments easy.
Right.
But in Circleville, I know we've got several sundry store type buildings, and the second and the third floor were dry storage, which to me is the dumbest thing ever. My uncle owned one of the buildings back in the 50s, and it was my dad's job to run the rope elevator to the second and the third floor to pull up furniture up there. So
this was actually where the original post office was, so they would pull mail off the train.
Okay.
There's just remnants of what that was.
And you promise me you can walk carefully with this, all right? Just try to keep us in the frame, okay, sweetie?
This end of the building on the third floor is horrible, so once we get there, we're going to...
He says it's horrible, so I don't know. His definition of horrible and my definition of horrible are very different things.
When you can see the sky, it's not good.
I've probably seen worse.
Well, and that's the thing. You show it to people who they've seen this before.
It's not like they go in perfect
Everything can be.
Everything is fixable.
Everything's fixable, especially if it's for the right price.
Right.
So we're going to see today what the right price for this building is. It's in a historical district in downtown Coshocton, which is cool. I've mentioned on my channel quite a few times that my mom and my grandparents lived in Coshocton for quite a few years. My mom said that I had to make note that school here in town is where she went to when JFK was killed. They came over on the intercom, and she said that was one of her critical life events. So
I don't think I can walk up these
okay,
stairs.
that's fine. That's fine. This is a family deal today. I've got my daughter. She's supposed to be my cameraman. So we're going up the stairs today. She says it's horrible, but it's just plaster and lath. There's active water leaks and moisture causing chipping, cracking, peeling paint.
This is probably the best area of this building is above here. Roof-wise, and this structure-wise, this is kind of sweep it up, put carpet down, and we're ready to go.
Should have brought my
There's some
light.
artwork in this room. It comes with the building.
Nice old sink.
Yeah, This would have been the dentist office.
Oh, cool, a dentist office.
Last.
Feels like the floor's going to crack.
You feel like the floor is going to crack.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
What
good.
TCD?
This is
Next floor.
This is, I mean, I don't know if this is like typical Ohio construction, but if I had $1 for every building I've been in that looks like this, we could all eat at McDonald's by the end of the day.
Somebody spray painted it.
Yeah.
This is I'm working on my next campaign out here. I have my banners up.
There's a Republican headquarters at one time.
This was the Republican headquarters at one time. Fun.
Down where the mayor is.
Yeah, it was the Republican headquarters. They found me banners last time we were here. I've been in this building probably 20 times.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Where are these? Dad. Where are these?
Oh, I don't know. Are they match with the gathering cards?
Might be worse than
I don't know.
People are pretty
You should probably get them.
conditioned. Real 3D.
Those papers.
Huh?
They're papers.
Oh.
this
Shoot.
is a cool fire door. I believe it was made in Cleveland. There's a tag on this side of it. This is where it gets very sketchy on this side.
Well, that's
we-
okay.
I think we have the original blueprints of an addition that was done. Actually, we found them last time we were here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You got a Governor Rhodes for mayor, or James Rhodes for mayor sign.
This is the actual office of the Selby Estates Corp. So
Okay.
That's why we have blueprints of when the second story building that we just walked through was built. There's blueprints we found last time we were here.
Cool.
Just interesting looking at old files.
Yeah. Confidential documents
Yeah,
that are now beyond.
This is cool.
Huh.
The Knights of
Pythian? Oh,
Pythias.
Yeah,
I've never heard of
they're
those.
like the Masons.
Right?
It's a fraternal organization similar to the Masons, but I think they're supposed to be less religious than the Masons. I could be talking on my butt right now. I could be.
Yeah, I've never heard of those.
Knights of Pythias.
Yeah, have you heard of Knights of Pythias?
It's probably a secret society. They're probably still in the building. So
Yeah,
Right.
could be in the
probably
basement.
are. I can feel them.
Be like mole people living in the basement or something.
they were shot.
Cool. Calculators.
Yeah, there's an awesome safe back in there if you
Ooh.
walk back through there.
Is it
There's
open?
Yeah, there's nothing in
Oh.
there. I took all the money out of it already.
I was gonna say we could turn this into a safe cracking episode,
Right.
and it would be totally awesome. But yeah, I could go through places like this all day long.
Oh, it's like I found new rooms going through it so much. I found new rooms of places that I haven't been in this building over
Yeah.
20 times, and I find new.
And if my understanding's right, the real estate listing said that it's 60,000 square feet.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so my kids were asking me how big this place was,
Big.
and I told them 20 of our houses. So
I think Sam is.
that's cool. Do you like this, Juliet? Is this scary, or do you like it?
I don't like it when you have that feeling that the roof will fall down.
You feel like this place is gonna fall down on
Yeah.
you? You know, what's funny is the first time you're in a place like this, it feels like it's gonna fall down, and then you kind of get to this point that you're like, These places never fall down. I've seen places 10 times,
Yeah.
100 times worse than this, and they never fall down.
Place has been here for 200 years or something.
Yeah.
It's got good
We'll
bones.
take you down this hallway here. We can go upstairs, but we're not going up those.
Okay. Well, they look safe.
Yeah.
I think our favorite room
When
is over
that's
here.
when you see daylight, it's not good for old buildings.
Yeah,
so,
it usually isn't.
Yeah, I see.
You been in places like this
This is
before?
where Ann and I were gonna have to.
That should be the same.
First one? No, that's alright.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't bring my lighting rig with me.
Yeah, see, this plaster is starting to fall more since
Yeah.
last time I was in here. This plaster's.
How long has this place been up for sale, or?
Well, it was on the market. It was bought at tax sale for $1, and then the owners tried to market it and finish some things, and that never happened. So I think the land bank's new here, so I think the land bank's had control of it for probably right at a year.
Okay. That sounds like about the time frame that I've seen a lot of land banks have property. For
A hell of a lot of house.
I've got a guy from Arizona that's what he's been begging for me to do. Is that was his point. You go in, you make a place like this structurally sound, you deal with any of the active water leaks, and then that's it. And he was telling me that he went and got like a 4,000 square foot place, old factory or something like that, and just a little bit of work.
Yeah, some drywall.
Yeah, I did that one last time.
Right. I didn't either. This is where the water's coming from.
Okay.
This would be
Yeah.
on the end of the building
Okay.
where the water's coming from the roof. This is where I get rid of all my documents if I need, any
All those
city
political
secret-
contributions.
Right, all the city secrets. Yeah.
Were you involved in that deal up north with the nuclear power plant
No,
and
I was
kickbacks
not.
and stuff?
No, but actually, that's our representative here. So, inadvertently, I wasn't personally, but the people are because we are only represented by one person. So.
Yeah. I've got a couple friends that know a lot about it,
Yeah.
so
Actually,
I can make fun of them when I feel like it.
What's funny is that's where we fish at on Lake Erie. I was just there
Oh,
last
yeah.
week.
I was
and
supposed to
looked
be
at
there
it.
3 weeks ago, but instead I was working on my car wash, and I asked the guys, how was Lake Erie? And they said it was good. We had 6 to 8 foot wave swells.
We were good because it was 85 degrees and sunny. It was the nicest it's ever been. And I don't know if there's any pizza in that box, but that's the best pizza.
Does that come
in
with
town.
it?
So yeah, it comes with it.
Who's the best pizza in town?
Pizza Point. So,
Pizza
yeah,
Point. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything. That's the surprise of the deal. See, this had been redone.
Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't look too bad. I mean,
This is like a newer.
You can
remodel
tell.
on this, right?
yeah, someone tried to put effort in at one time,
Right.
but you've got obviously people that have been in here at some point
Yes.
causing problems. But
Yes.
That's-
now it's secure.
yeah,
And just if we had a roof on it, it really wouldn't be.
yeah. My guys that have, we were talking about this on Discord. The roof was the only big concern with this.
The roof, I think, I got an estimate last year, and it was right around
200,000.
Yeah, so I'm sure with building materials going up, that number.
Do you know what kind of roof they were talking about?
I think it was just a membrane.
A
rubber roof.
So, gosh, I see what machine was over there.
Just a fax machine. You can send a
A
fax.
fax machine, so it's an ancient relic.
Right. What's a fax machine?
So, with as far as zoning and the historical district and everything, is it a permittable use to go from a flat membrane type roof to a pitched roof?
Yeah, I don't see any.
You know, if there's
Yeah,
any
that's all
issue with that.
subject to the interior department.
Okay.
So you want to follow because this building is in the historic district, so it's eligible for 45% in state and federal tax
Right.
credits.
So there's a group of Amish out of Indiana, and I've seen what they do is they will take a large commercial building and hand build trusses for it. And they showed up in Circleville probably 6 years ago, and they were redoing a building right next to where my real estate office was. And I asked them, I said, and they came into the office and said, "What are you doing?" They said, "Oh, we're building a new roof." And I was like, "Holy crap, a new roof?" And they said, "Yeah, we'll be done tomorrow." And I was like, it's a gigantic place. And he said, "Yeah, we're wanting to come over and see if you have any houses that you could sell us. We're going to be in town for a week. We'd like to flip a house."
That's
And I
how
said-
they roll. That's
I
how
said,
they
"You're
do
going to
it.
flip a house in 5 days?" He said, 5 days.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, we got 25 people here
That's
that
what
came in from Indiana."
They do barn raisings just
They,
like that.
they built all the trusses in one day, and it was just what it was like. It's not like they were there till 2 o'clock in the morning. So I talked to the guy that owned this commercial building. I said, "Why the heck did you do that?" And his statement to me was, it was cheaper for them to build the trusses, put on an insulated steel, nice clay tile looking roof.
Right.
It was cheaper to do that than just lay a new rubber membrane.
Well, and that's where we're at with someone doing something with this building, with the way building materials are now, the cost. I mean, yeah, this is work, but a lot of your work's already done. A lot of your supplies are here. A lot of the wood's already here. It's just a matter of patching that in. And that's where I think that's the advantage of this building not being turned into a parking lot and
Yeah.
trying to rebuild is there's a lot here. And people do this. People have that vision and people do this. So it's just getting that right person.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if building materials stay high for the next however many years, and I'm hearing that material prices are going to be high till mid to late 2022, you're not going in here and you're not buying
Everything.
10,000 2x4s that are $13.95 at Menards right now.
That's our concern with demolition. It would be an empty parcel for the foreseeable future.
And that's
There's no incentive like the tax credits, if you do that.
and that's always a struggle, that's a struggle I think in every small town
I'm gonna walk
in
here.
Ohio, and where I've grown up in and around, our areas aren't any different than this in terms of the struggle between neighborhoods gentrifying,
Right.
neighborhoods falling apart, a drug epidemic, and all this different stuff. But a friend of mine, there's a town, I'm not going to mention where it is because this will be on YouTube. There's this town in southern Ohio, my brother and I, it just always broke our heart. Now watch out, honey. It always broke our heart how bad this town was. 400, 500 people living there. Oh, this staircase is freaking cool. A town of 400 to 500 people, coal town in southern Ohio. And my buddy Sean, that I talk about on YouTube pretty often, he said, "Oh, do you know Mr. So-and-so? He buys and flips RV parks." And I said, "No, I don't know that." He said, "Oh, he bought the town of." And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, he bought the whole town. City council gave him the town.
It starts with a S.
I'll wait for the realtor.
Yes, it does.
It starts with an S.
Yes, yes, it does.
I would love to have that organization come to Coshocton as well, or have someone. They're a great model of what it can be.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is.
This is cool.
So this is kind of where this is the bad spot. This is.
It's not
This
that
is
bad.
The elephant in the room.
This isn't bad.
No, just a beam. I love when you look at the beam and, you know, they carve.
Holy freaking
know?
crap.
Yeah, this, and I can probably get you over in the next spot. It gets real dicey right in that doorway. But
I trust the mayor here, but just for reference, if I fall through and die, I have term life insurance from Ladder Life where you can get a quote in 5 minutes, and I'm insured for $1 million for only $32 a month.
Great plug, great
There,
plug.
yeah. Long story short, they're paying for me to build a house.
Okay. This gets real dicey. They told me to call if I fell through the floor, and I said I got 2 phones, so we're good.
Yeah. Don't come over here, honey. Okay?
Yeah.
You're lighter than I am, but still.
You can go through there. It's still dicey all the way. There's a room to the right that's like a ballroom. That's awesome.
I have never fallen through flooring yet.
Yeah, I don't think you guys came over here. This is at the top of that stairwell where there's daylight coming through. This is all this side, roof wise is not good, but
My
just
gosh.
stay to the right when you
Okay.
get to
Yeah,
that door.
it's going through now.
Yeah.
This up here, these are 14-foot high ceilings, I want to say. So that's almost like a 4th floor right there. I mean, that's almost that level. Holy crap. Yeah, Juliet.
Get in there. You just gotta kind of
Yeah,
wind around.
I can see. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the ballroom. Yeah.
It's my favorite. This
Holy freaking
just
crap.
over the last couple years, these floors have came up. Like I said, I've been in this building so much. I've seen like what's happened.
This is so amazing. Oh my goodness. I really hope this video does justice to this place. This is amazing.
This is the hall that.
Oh my gosh. This is incredible.
It's really inspiring. Just this whole building. This is a spot that I feel like.
This is incredible. Look at the,
That's metal.
it's a metal pillar. It's like, almost like it's copper?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I can't identify what material it's made out of.
This is my favorite area.
Yeah, I could see why.
This is where the building optimally was like. Right?
Man,
And just with that roof being all crappy, that's happened in the last like 8 months.
yeah. So we need to find somebody like next week for this place. And it all looks downtown Coshocton, where you can do the balloon festival. You having fun yet, sweetie? She was going to be my camera girl, but I'm even having a problem walking and talking. So, your downtown historical guys brought up the grant program that would pay, I think they typically pay, he said 45%.
It would be state, if it's done
Historical.
State and federal combined are 45%.
45%.
Back in a tax credit. It would be a 45% tax credit.
That's amazing.
You probably should just go with it.
Okay, all right.
between two floor buckling, I think.
Yeah, it's just that water. There's really the steps that we just came up, ran through, the steps that you saw with daylight
Yeah.
are right there. So we're really not missing
Yeah.
anything that way, other than like tetanus.
Yeah. Have you had a tetanus shot, sweetie?
I don't think so.
I can't remember which ones of my kids have had tetanus shots because we've got poked by rusty stuff.
There's so we can go down here and there's I don't know, it's weird how this building's, they connected it, or there was at one point there was a delivery area. You can go down these steps, and this is another one of my favorite parts of the,
Okay.
set ourselves apart
Give me a.
in years, and that's, the time is now
Yeah.
to set ourselves apart, so.
Yeah, and I think that time is here for Ohio finally,
Right.
but it needs to be done
Right.
in the right way.
Right, in a strategic way, right?
Yeah. Because I talked to a investor years ago, and he had a company, and all they did was they would strip out barns and historic buildings in Ohio. And every time he would mostly fill up a semi, he'd send it out west to California. I think San Francisco is where he sent it. He'd make a net profit of $50,000 just from the wood.
Oh,
All he
yeah.
did was strip
Well,
wood out.
This
Yeah.
right here.
All this wood
That's
is
a mail
unbelievably
mail
expensive.
elevator.
That's a mail elevator?
Yeah, that's the-
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's a Nerf gun. That Nerfs.
That's funny. That's a newer one too.
Yeah.
That looks like what we just got at the yard sales the other day.
So
That's
where
ours
we're
is
going
lasers.
next is, this will be my penthouse suite where I'll take it next. And once you see it, you'll be like, wow. Because this would, like this being a home to me, like this would be unbelievable to have your kitchen, living room, couple
Yeah.
bedrooms back here, you know?
Yeah.
But this is this is my next favorite place to the ballroom.
Watch your step, honey, okay? No, I'm wanting your hand, honey. You okay?
Yeah.
All right. Was it everything you thought and more, honey? Coming to work with Daddy?
Welcome to the Mayor's Bar and Grill.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, this is like I don't know, it's weird how it's on another level, kind of hidden from.
Yeah, so this is the second floor.
Right.
This building just keeps going.
Kind of a nook.
What is this?
What's what? Oh, I don't know. What is it, YouTube? It looks like just glass beads of some sort. I don't know.
I won't tell you what they said when I was up here with the fire.
Okay.
It's not safe for YouTube. Oh, this even comes with the building. I mean, this is probably worth $48,000 itself, right?
Old record player.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. AM radio.
Is this also part of the elevator?
Yes.
Okay, we're still walking through, so.
You want to hold this for me, sweetie?
I think Lanny's outside.
Is he not the adventurous type?
He's been in here before. I'm just quiet on this side.
He could have ended up on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram.
He doesn't really like the big hole in the roof and the floor. And, yeah, he's not as adventurous as a mayor, I guess.
Yeah. See, every town needs a mayor
Right.
with a sense of adventure.
I like to explore and know every corner of my town, so.
Yeah.
Those stairs, I think, are abandoned. I don't think
It's not even scary.
Yeah, that's what, I think at one time it was. See how it
It's
goes?
still there, huh?
Yeah, see the, look at that wood. That's pretty nice. They don't make it like that anymore. Is it? Or is it wall, it looks wallpaper.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's some good stairway that they just filled in. This building's just monstrous.
At 60,000 square feet between 3 floors, there's a lot of places to hide. My brother's got a warehouse that's 68,000 square feet. And we've talked to people that have been in his warehouse. They worked there for 20 or 30 years.
And they hadn't been ever.
And we made reference like, oh yeah, we found a globe in the attic behind the stairs. And they'd say, what attic behind the stairs? Oh, the one that they built back in the 90s. Well, no, they didn't. And you open up a room behind a room behind a room, and they said, I didn't know this was here. Like, well, did you ever unlock the door there? I didn't know there was a lock on there. So it's almost like false walls behind false walls.
So you know you're in a big space.
I always like just envision what this would have been new, you know?
I can't imagine these places how they were new. You know,
It's not getting much better. I never realized there were bottles in here, so I'm gonna go see if I can find Ginger a nice bottle of Merlot.
Do you like the upstairs?
oh, it's great.
You know, a lot of folks who are in the demolition camp are of the opinion that the building's gonna imminently collapse. You've been in a lot of these. Is that
I got a base swing.
your opinion?
Do I think it's going to collapse?
In the next 6 months, I'd say.
10 years.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Can I have a unnamed source and expert opinion?
Some guy on the internet says 10 years for this place to collapse because I don't the structural portions of the third floor, like the actual structure is brick. Your bricklet work looks fine
I never realized.
to me. Your wood trusses could fall through from the third floor to the second floor, which I've seen before. After a place was abandoned for 25, 30 years. So you're getting close to that, but I think that your big beams up and stuff up there are okay. But somebody needs to buy this, so
Well, and that's why you're here. You're here so you can get it sold, right?
that would be very good. I can get a gold star.
So you usually go on adventures with Dad?
Not really.
She's been on maybe one trailer park adventure with me.
You always got a lot of
Just getting started.
This is a weird looking car. I found it in there.
Yeah, that is a old. What is that? A Yugo?
You should know exactly what that car is, sweetie. What is it? You don't know?
Mercedes.
It's a Mercedes? Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Probably.
Should take it as a souvenir.
Sam's coming. She's
It's like us Ohioans like to save and restore buildings a lot more than like Californians.
Well,
Stuff like that.
my wife and I honeymooned in Seattle.
Okay.
And I freaking like Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
It's very different than Ohio. And the funny thing was, I was talking to the people in Seattle, and they were talking about their old buildings. I was like, oh, when was this one built? 1920.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Like, what about this one? 1930. I said, what's the oldest building here? And they're like, it's this one over here. I'm like, when was it? 1905. I'm like,
Wow.
that's not old.
Yeah.
Like,
Whole different class.
the house that I used to live in was built in 94, and I felt like it was like brand new, right off the showroom floor.
Yeah.
And the house I'm living in now was built in the early to mid 50s, and I feel like it's just kind of like broken in. My cousin, we talk about not falling through floors. My cousin bought the only house that I actually put one foot through the floor on, walking up the stairs, and it was built in 1806.
Okay.
And it by far is not the oldest. It's the oldest property in Circleville on the north end, and that's the claim to fame.
Pretty notable.
Actually,
Yeah.
Circleville is very similar to Coshocton.
Yes, it is.
Like they've lost manufacturing, you know, and then got some back, and it's kind of, Circleville is very, very comparable to here.
Yes.
With a pumpkin show.
But what Circleville
Well-
doesn't have is Roscoe Village.
Yes.
That's not.
Yep. And that's why we come up here once a year, every other years to go to Roscoe Village. Evidently.
Bill, why there a dead bird in the window?
It's just sleeping. It's just sleeping.
Oh, the bird? Yeah, it's taking a nap.
It'll
Yeah, it's
come
just
to
like-
life when
Yeah.
the buyer comes.
Right. It comes, just add water, it'll come to life.
You see, this would not be a normal video for me if there wasn't a dead bird somewhere or a dead animal somewhere.
I got a Pokemon case.
No. Well, I don't know that that's specifically a Pokemon case, but it is a card case. So.
A little bit of peeling paint, but I mean, nothing of a scraper on it.
Yeah. I mean,
That car might last forever since it's metal.
yeah. Let's leave that one here, honey.
Looks like it was in a wreck.
Hey, a wreck with another toy car.
Yeah. It's hard to say, you know, people were living in here that weren't supposed to be living in here. And, you know, it's hard to assess what's going on.
I've been living in here for like 20 years. I like the atmosphere is, it's kind of shabby chic, rustic. I don't know what you, so what we're going for in downtown Coshocton is hip-storic.
Hipstoric.
So, right. Right, Lanny? You ready to be hip-storic?
Yes. Just so we're historic when we're in there, we're good.
So let's go in the first floor.
Have you seen a push from urban Columbus into your suburbs and other areas?
No.
We're getting a squeeze right now in Licking County, and they're all coming here.
Something way out front. I don't know if this is it.
The mayor and a few other people in this town had reached out to me to see if I could help them through the magic of the internet with a building called the Selby building. Pretty much it's the downtown of Coshocton, Ohio, and since Coshocton is a little town like where I live, I figured it would make a lot of sense to come out and try and see if any of my viewers here on the internet would be interested at all at helping the city fix up this building. And yes, it's only $1 with potentially full tax abatement, but you are going to have to come up with about $300,000 to repair the roof in the form of a repair bond. Federal grants are a possibility for the rehab of this property. There's a potential for up to 45% of the rehab being reimbursed. I figure it's going to take between $3 and $5 million to fix it up, but $25,000 a month in revenue isn't out of the possibility here. And I think that there's a real possibility of getting a syndication together so a lot of investors can go in and help fix this building. But if you're interested in buying this place or part of a syndication, go down in the description below and do the form submission, and someone will get a hold of you. Yay. I had a lot of people ask me 2 or 3 years ago, and they said, what's going to happen? And I said, rural areas, Ohio, Kentucky, those are going to be the most beneficial places to be.
Right.
Because I'm big on Tesla stock. Because I think it'll be the first company that has a vehicle that you get in, you can fall asleep in, and then hit autopilot and you'll be at work wherever. if you think about it, if you could sleep in your car, does it really matter where you work? And this is 2-3 years before coronavirus. Does it really matter where you live? One of my favorite towns ever, not in Ohio, is Paintsville, Kentucky. And we went down there, and it's just so nice, and they got all the, just fun. And I said, honey, I'm going to make this bad mistake. I'm going to look and see what the prices of houses are. I freaking found a house on 90 acres for $89,000. And it needed some work, but it wasn't bad. I thought,
If you
it's
can
3.5 hours from
work
Columbus.
you can work from wherever.
Yeah,
Especially nowadays.
without remote working.
And that's what I kind of ran on even before the pandemic. I said, if you can be anywhere.
Yeah. And it's now with Starlink having remote internet services.
Yep.
I know a guy in the middle of a cornfield who's never had internet. He's now got 250 meg service.
That's cool.
Um,
Yeah, it's gonna be a big deal.
Hey, we have a almost famous YouTuber. I don't know.
I don't know when the dividing line is.
I think over 500,000 followers. I would say, right?
I hit 600 2 weeks ago.
So I'm thinking over
Yeah,
so-
500,000. Like I'll be satisfied.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If it pops off on TikTok, then we'll be cooking. So
So in here, you want to stay right that way.
okay.
I'm gonna wait. If you want to join us, you can. I'm gonna wait.
I just found you, but I was coming. I'm
gonna wait on the real estate agent.
Okay.
Like I said, just stay. This is all pretty water damaged here.
Okay.
And soft. Just go down to where that glass door is and
Okay.
get through the main area.
Okay, so this is collapsed too. Okay, so just the ceiling trusses have collapsed. It's interesting.
Yeah, see, this would be, Brandon, this is all the new where the software place was.
Okay.
So these are all new studs and just walls that they built.
Oh. She's texting her mom what's going on.
Oh,
Have you been here before?
I had years ago.
Okay.
You want to go in, whatever.
Yeah, I was in here. Last thing that was in here was called Soda Technologies.
Yep.
It was like an IT
Oh, this is
computer
cool.
place, and I was here when they were here, and I would say that was probably the last time I was in here.
Me
So
too.
that would have been
10
10 years ago.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, when I saw this moss growing, I was like, wow, that's.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is amazing. I hope I get this. There's moss in here. That's so
It's my
freaking cool.
absolute favorite color of green right there.
It's like 60 shag carpeting.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like from afar, but it's not shag.
Nope.
It's moss.
Oh, you're right.
It is moss.
Oh, that's awesome. See, this stuff excites me. This is what I get interested in. And you know, I'll have
Well, another
10,000 comments and like, oh, how could you even set foot in there? And it's like,
Well, I know they've had a lot of water damage. Hence,
Yeah.
hence the moss.
When I grew up on the farm, we had holes in the wall. You had to kind of sleep over the diesel furnace exhaust to stay
Sure.
warm. And it's like,
Skin, you know, you
it's
build it
not
up,
it's
yeah.
not a big deal.
It's not.
So I try to aspire to make sure all my houses are way nicer than I grew up in, but then I also don't make them all like leaps and bounds better. And then I get complaints on social media saying, I just can't believe that you know.
People have different standards. It's all about where you're from and what you're used to.
Yeah. It's like, we'll live through this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, this isn't bad at all.
This part here would be easy to get
Yeah.
up and running if,
I think this is mainly where soda was here, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Cash flow
I think
hungry.
There hadn't been anything on that side for a very long time.
Yeah. There's a bunch of old computer monitors back there.
I bet it's not tuned. Of course not. So, gotta try. Oh, this is exciting.
You can almost section that side off there, like get this cleaned up and rent it
Yep.
out first while
Yeah.
you're working on the rest. And potentially.
I mean, yeah, this is just open. There's an organ over there. I mean, a musical organ, not like a human organ.
Well, you know, I've walked into some other, there's an old soda sign right over there.
Yeah.
I've gone in some other buildings because there's a lot of renovations going on down here, and it's amazing what is in these old buildings when we're
It's
still
so
in
cool.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the people that are still laying around.
We find all kinds of stuff when we renovate places.
Is that a dryer?
Yeah. I need to call my brother.
Don't know why. I was in here about a month ago with my Matterport camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have one of those, or do you?
No, it's just that Meet Kevin is nuts about Matterport.
He is. He's actually the one that kind of introduced me to the idea.
Yeah, everybody that I know that has said anything about Matterport, they watch Kevin,
Yeah.
and they just love it. And I've wondered about taking an old building like this with a Matterport.
It's so cool.
Do
I
you-
can scan the whole thing just because of how massive it is?
I don't even know if you could do it, but
I don't know if you could either. It might be. I think they do like 200 scans for like the limit. I'm pretty sure.
It's 40,000 some square feet.
I think it's 60,000.
Is it
Yeah.
60,000?
This section and that section and
Okay.
all the upstairs. Yeah.
and
Because I saw someone on one of the signs. So that made
yeah.
There's a couple different ones out there.
I don't know. We can go take a peek real quick. But so like most auditors in the state of Ohio do the same thing when it comes to tax valuation. They only account for above grade square footage. So anything that would be below grade, like a basement, in the state of Ohio, unless it's exclusively been finished, it's never counted as total property size. So if this is 60,000 square feet, most likely the auditor has assessed it 20,000 first floor, second floor, third floor, excluding the basement that's down here. So it's realistically, if you had the proper plan in to refinish a cellar, basement, however this looks down here, it's actually 80,000 square feet. And, you know, if we can get I realize that this could be a sticking point, getting the city or whoever to sell it to an investor team for like $1 or something, you know, there's no way you're going to get, even with the per square foot finished cost, you're just not going to get it done. Yeah.
I have not been down here before.
Well, back when this was a grocery store, I think that was like a lunch counter down there.
Okay.
Which would have been,
Wow.
decades ago.
So,
But if you look at the stuff on the windows, the stories on the windows, which I don't know if they told you about that, the Pomerine Center, which is like an art center here, they put those on there a few years ago. But that has stories from like when this used to be a department store and
yeah, holy crap.
different stuff like that.
So you guys have never been down in this area before?
The mayor probably has. I have not. Wow.
Yeah, it's all open down here.
Yeah, and it's huge.
Oh my
Same
gosh.
size as upstairs. There's a couch.
Why not?
Yeah, seems like a fun place to hang out.
And here's what sucks. I'm getting calls from location scouts for movies now,
Really?
asking to shoot in my places or places I'm connected to.
Yeah.
Well, you can shoot a hell of a horror movie down here.
Yeah.
So they're shooting one in Chillicothe right now with Timothy Chalamet,
Really?
who's in Dune,
Yeah.
coming up. So
That's exciting.
yeah. So I'm getting calls from location scouts, and I've given them a couple places like this.
Yeah.
And like, it's too bad. I said, you told me you wanted, you know, a bad looking place, but it's, you know, it's not safe. Like, I'd beg to differ. I've been in that place 100 times. I did end up with one of my rentals in a movie.
Did you?
But yeah, of course, you know, I get compensated the big bucks, which means I was in the credits.
That's cool. That's all right.
Yeah, thanks Brandon for
You should make a
free
video about
locations.
it.
Yeah, I probably should. But
Man, wow.
this is incredible.
It's really weathered. Holy crap.
You know, I'm guessing this is the original tile floor from the department store.
I would guess so, yeah.
This is the original what?
Tile floor from the department.
Oh yeah, this is asbestos tile, and I know that because we have it in our laundromat.
All right.
And this stuff will last forever. And even though it's asbestos, the EPA, there are very easy ways to mitigate asbestos tile. In the great state of Ohio, even though it's a federal requirement, there's more than one way to skin the proverbial cat with EPA issues. on things like asbestos. Ohio has a lot of asbestos certified dumps that you can take it to. Oh, she's still here. Cool. Oh, this is all wet. Crap.
Yeah, I'm still down here.
This is freaking cool.
I'm just in observation mode.
Yeah. So you're with the
I'm with the local
Coshocton
newspaper,
Tribune.
Coshocton Tribune, yes.
Okay.
I will not say anything about you coming to visit.
I mean, you can. I mean, it's not going to take much of my Pioneer Electronics. It's an old stereo.
As I said, I just told everyone standing out one to see what was going on. That's part of my job, see what's going
I
on.
love that about this town. You just saw us and everything.
Small towns are great.
Yeah, I was just kind of more or less interested to see what it looked like inside here. So.
Leonard and I were just talking about everyone trying to make an effort in full court press to market this building.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually looking to run that story probably Friday because I'm going to use the same thing to plug the antique market on Saturday. So that's why we kind of held it.
They're over there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We need 5 more people like Max.
Yeah. So this would take it up to 80,000 square feet.
Yeah, but mine, right, yeah. Editor was nice, he said, oh, we talked about the Selby sign of the too, so we were curious about that. I'll just, right now, I'll just say that you had some interest in it. I won't go into specifics.
We won't. I don't let my kids watch horror movies, so they just end up in a horror movie looking place. Oh my gosh, there's rooms now.
Be careful.
Oh yeah. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, this is so cool.
Another safe.
Oh hey, there's pet. Oh, another safe.
There's
Rusty as heck, but yeah.
This building to fix.
Oh my gosh, what is this stuff? Okay, so it's locked. So somebody can have their own safe cracking video if they buy the place.
Over there,
Yeah, right. Who knows what's in there?
Yeah. There could be buried treasures from the fortunes of Coshocton County in there. We start a legend about Coshocton and
I don't know where this military stuff came from, but this is an all-out shelter at one time.
well, you said it was an armory at one time.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's.
Was it?
Hi.
Yeah, this was an
Are
armory.
you the real estate agent?
One of them, yes.
One of them. Lucky
That
you.
should be,
Solar or something. Take it to the museum.
These are up to 10.
yeah,
Oh,
see, I don't
yeah.
know.
I'm Leonard with the Tribune. I am just walking around because I just talked to Lanny recently about this, so I just want to see what it looks like. I'm not taking any notes or any pictures or anything.
Yeah, this is our first time coming.
I just wanted to kind of see what it looked like for myself.
Very
own
interesting.
edification.
How many assistants do you have? Or are you the assistant?
I have no assistants. I do
Okay.
everything myself.
So I'm gonna try and make this place famous, and I'm gonna put whoever's contact information.
Yeah, so Sheila, she's
Yeah.
she's over here. We
Sheila's
have it
here, too.
co-listed.
Oh, there's more people here. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Hi. Checking it out.
I'm Max, by the way.
Hi, nice
I'm the
to
one
meet
who
you.
sent you the airport
Okay,
tour.
alright. That makes sense now.
There's an old phone system.
I'll take you guys upstairs and show you the decent parts upstairs. You wanna go upstairs, Leonard?
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have it up there. I'll go.
This coming down from the ceiling.
Good thing.
I should see if we were in a fancy cave, this would be stalactites and stalagmites and stuff like that. Instead, it's just melted plaster, I think. No, it's mold. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's mold. How awesome is this? I thought it was the plaster leaking. It's not. It's mold.
Yeah. Wow, just like a cave.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That
How
is
much
awesome.
penicillin you could make in here.
We could solve coronavirus in just the treasures found out here.
It has a very like cave-like feel, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
Very moist.
So hopefully there's no bats living in here.
I'm sure there are.
We haven't seen any live animals yet, so that's good.
The only thing alive that I've seen would be bugs.
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen some bugs.
Maybe some bugs.
No spiders though.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, I did see one spider on the door, but I don't know if it was alive or dead.
It's kind of like that bird. You just don't know. think the bird may be dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head over this way, sweetie. Oh, so cool.
Seems like someone had a party down here.
Yeah, probably a couple.
Oh, they probably did.
Oh wow, here's a conveyor belt.
Wow.
Cool.
Man.
There's some bricks and stuff going on.
More penicillin.
That's cool. This building was constructed in 1895. They had leased all the space, so when it opened, it was a full building.
Wow.
It'd be nice to repeat history.
Yeah.
Do that again. There's a pet shop in here at one time.
One of our buildings in Newark, Ohio had a big safe in the basement, like a 6x4 foot safe. You could hide inside of it, so big. It was locked, of course, when we bought it. So we had someone come over and crack the thing, or try to crack it, couldn't, so they ended up having to saw through it. It was about 4 inches of concrete, 2 sides of like steel. Finally got into it, absolutely nothing. We thought we'd find some diamonds or something like that,
Yeah.
you know, old jewelry store.
That stuff amazes me because I'm real big into old coins and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, that.
But yeah, honey,
I found it
you found a computer, an Asus computer. Cool. But for every story that I hear that ends up like that, where there's nothing in there, I had this guy in Circleville years back. He's like, "Do you got $300,000 on you, Brandon?" I said, I'm like, what the? This guy. He knew me, but I didn't know him.
Yeah.
This is my life before,
Right.
pre-YouTube fame. So I'm talking to this guy, and he's like, "Do you have $300,000 on me?" I'm like, "Why?" He said, "I know where there's buried treasure in Southern Ohio." I'm like, "What do you mean by?" He's like, "Around Jackson, there was this old guy, and all he did was collect silver, like pre-64 silver coins.
Yeah.
And every time he would complete a mason jar, he would bury it."
Oh.
And I said, "Okay." He said, "I know where there's 50 mason jars full of silver, enough to buy the property, but we have to buy it first." I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so freaking tempting."
Treasure hunt worth it.
Yeah. He's like, "I've been trying to sneak on the property with my metal detector." Yeah, honey. I don't know what that is. He's been trying to sneak on the property with a metal detector. The kids inherited the property, but they were estranged from the dad.
Oh.
And so they got the property, and the deal was they were just going to auction it off or sell it.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be the one to go in and buy it. And he was looking for quote unquote investors to buy it, which
That was in
in of
Jackson?
itself was, I think it was in Jackson. It was somewhere down
Beautiful
south.
place.
Jackson, Peebles, that Adams County, Pike
Yeah.
County.
I'm
Pike
down there
is
too much.
interesting.
All of Southern Ohio is interesting.
That nuclear plant always made me nervous driving through.
No comment.
I took a tour of it. It was kind of like the end of Total Recall. It was scary.
That's funny.
because you were worried that it was going to explode like Chernobyl.
Kind of, yeah.
Would you like to tell them about Chernobyl, honey? She's been on a Chernobyl kick.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why.
Definitely
But
interesting.
This is an artifact. Soda Technologies, but it was made by Liberty Pottery. Becky Lau,
Liberty,
who's now
yeah.
dead.
Yeah. She
That's
was over
probably
at
worth
one of our rentals in Roscoe, actually.
cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I should maybe.
You want to take that?
Yeah, maybe.
And we
Kinda
have sparkly light switches.
Holy crap. I've never seen light switches like that get so rusty.
So it's not a push-o-matic, so that's cool. Wow.
What is that?
That's the electric service panel, one of the many electric service panels. In the room, there's some motors, and I don't know what they are. They might be like phase converters, but they also could be like an electric generator, like a gas-powered electric generator. I just didn't pay enough attention. But that's where the electric comes in.
Man, another coffee maker.
Good old
There's
pool
like 3 of
table.
them back there in a box, like all brand new.
Hey, old air hockey table. And I think this is the base to it.
There's coffee makers in the market.
I know. It's like we just bought a brand new one. It's like, let's see.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, fair enough. Someone bashed the side of it in.
That's the time.
Yeah. $42, all right.
You know, I was thinking when we were down there, if we didn't have service, it
I
only
know.
hit $172.
And then it goes back to $10 and Mr. Chance.
This is so awesome.
Turn my flashlight off.
So you still can't really go in that area.
The
Right?
floor is
It's-
soft over there.
Yeah.
Part I have not been in.
That'd be a hell of a way to end your video. Someone
Yeah.
dies.
Yeah. I think you can show that on YouTube.
Yeah, you can. You just get demonetized. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Is that an old shower head?
Yes, it is.
Wow. I have no idea what that is.
That's cool.
An old light.
You got the idea of the mayor sleeping on the roof until someone dies.
Oh, that would probably get heated interested, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll do whatever it takes.
Hey, I found another toy car.
I think there's a Chinese restaurant in here at one time.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah,
Dad.
very more natural looking.
Look.
Oh, now see if you want to take that. That looks a little cleaner or easier to fix.
You gotta take something for your trip here.
I'm taking an hour's worth of high definition video home with me.
Yeah, you can take a shower head home.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we share the video and all the good stuff once you post.
Yeah, so I've got an editor, like a full-time editor now. So I'll send it to him. He's different than me, how I would do things. Oh, well, that's not a wood one. He does things a little differently than I do. He's like the kind of guy that watches Mr. Beast videos, and that has a style all of its own. I like the more involved stuff, the slower paced stuff.
Yeah.
And he's all about, oh my gosh, the mold, oh my gosh, penicillin, coronavirus, just that kind of jumping,
Got a lot of material.
that kind of stuff back and forth. He'll have a heyday with this, but what we'll do is we'll have a 12 to 18 minute video for the YouTube pop. And then on my second channel that we're working on, I had the America's Most Wanted Man. He flew into town. We did a couple videos together. He was on the Secret Service Most Wanted list because he was creating fake people. And then he was buying and selling houses in their name, and he stole money from all the big banks
Oh my gosh.
prior to the crash.
Yeah.
So I asked Matt if he felt like he was Robin Hood, stealing from the rich and giving to the
Yeah.
poor. He's like, no, I was just stealing from people and giving it to myself.
At least he's on it.
Okay,
Wow.
one of those. It's sailing on his own yacht
Yeah.
in the Mediterranean.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And he was in prison for 12 and a half years.
Yeah.
He wrote the memoir that the movie War Dogs
Oh
is
yeah, I
based
just
on.
saw that like a month or two ago.
What is it? Was it Seth Rogen
Yeah.
in it?
Yeah.
So that whole script was was done on a book he wrote
That's
while he was
cool.
in prison.
I knew it was based on
And
a
that's how
true
he's paying
story.
restitution
Oh my
to the
gosh.
federal government.
Yeah.
Is by writing criminal memoirs.
Man.
And he came to town and we did a bunch of videos together. And his story, Matt Cox's story, which will be on my second channel, is it's crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's a 45-minute interview. And,
That's not come out yet?
no.
Okay.
So when we do the long format on this,
Yeah.
the Matt Cox interview, I've got a friend, he got arrested. He actually was in jail with Matt Cox and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
He was importing bath salts, and he got busted with 300 kilos of it. He got in prison, got his life turned around, and he made the decision.
This is